And we're back online again for Project Cars. This is the DSRL Thursday Night Touring Car Series. And we're away, and all of a sudden Cup Mania's gotten a drive-through penalty. Unless that was for earlier on. But the racing at the old style Monza circuit. Heading down towards turn one. This is a very, very fast corner. Oh, and there has been a big accident towards the rear of the field. Who has been involved with that? We've got the Crab 84 and Wild Shady. Both been involved in an accident. And there's someone else that has gone off. Who is that I've just seen spinning in the background? I think it is Mundo. Yep, Mundo has had an incident and well. Going to go back to the front, and we've got Ting Visual, who's in the lead. Coming round Lesmo 1. Going to be heading down to Lesmo 2 now. This is a very, very fast part of the track. If you've never seen touring car racing at the old style Monza circuit, I must admit I'll be impressed if you have seen it before. But here they come through the Ascari corner. It's not a chicane, not back in the 50s, 60s and 70s it was. So we're going to go on board with Ting Visual as he's heading down to the Parabolica. Through the Parabolica and now accelerating back down the other side of the start-finish line. I'm not too sure whether they are doing the full circuit, whether they're going around the oval. I don't think they are. Looking at this, I don't think they are. He's got to go back to the track side, so Ting Visual has now built up a 3-second lead. He's now in front of Simon's 01, and he's got just over a second lead in front of B1200. Further back in the field, we've got Stevie Lowe, followed by Gixxer 916, and then Lamundo. Lamundo has made it back up to P6 after his earlier spin. Challenging Gixxer as they're now going down to Lesmo 1 once again on lap 2. And Cup Mania. Oh, and who was that I'd just seen in the wall? Was that Gixxer? That was indeed. Mundo had obviously pressured him into making a mistake, and I've just seen Mundo up on the wall. Hopefully he won't have too much damage from that either. Oh, the sound of these cars are absolutely awesome. As we see Wild Shady right up behind the rear bumper of Gixxer. Gixxer goes defensive, but Wild Shady goes right round the outside through the... Or did he make it past? I'm not too sure whether he did or whether he backed out of it. But they're tucking again into the slipstream of each other. This is a fantastic battle here. Just 1.5 seconds covering the four of them. And Wild Shady makes a big move. Oh, and he's had contact with Gixxer. Wild Shady spins around. Gixxer's off as well. And that lets the Crab through up into 7th place. He's moved from 9th up to 7th with that late lunge from Wild Shady. Unfortunately, it means that Gixxer's come off badly as well. Totally not his fault. Meanwhile, Crab is now making his way back through the field. He's just set the fastest lap of the race, a 1 minute 50.289. Stevie Lowe, here we are. Stevie Lowe in 3rd, and he's got Simon's 01 right behind him. Simon's 01, and then closely followed by Lamundo. Lamundo up to 5th place. Stevie going slightly wide through Lesmo 1, and it's allowing It's allowing Simon's 01 to catch up, and it's also giving it'll be giving Mundo a straight line. It'll be giving Mundo a slipstream as well. But then we've also got Cup Mania, who's going round the outside of Mundo up into 5th place. Mundo tucks back into the slipstream through the Ascari corner for the 3rd time. As you can see in the foreground, that's B1200 who's making an escape. He's having a little bit of a boring race at the moment in 2nd place. Cup Mania making it through up into 4th place. Stevie Lowe still holding it on to 3rd. Oh, and there's been a big accident. A big accident. Stevie's gone straight off, and that's Mundo as well. Sorry, not Mundo. That's Simons who's also gone off. And I believe Mundo's off as well. Oh, what has happened to Mundo? I'm not too sure if Mundo has disconnected. I'm not too sure. I think he has. Yes, unfortunately, he's either disconnected or he's retired. Oh, we got Gixer off as well. Gixer is off at the Parabolica. Wild Shady now through up into 7th place. Simon's back into 6th now. Stevie in 5th. Cup Mania's made it back up into 4th place. The Crab, after his incident earlier on in the race, has come from 9th and is now running 3rd. But he's got Cup Mania right behind him. This is not over yet. We still have 2 more laps to go. As they come down to the Lesmos for the 4th time. B1200, there he is, coming out of Lesmo 2. Down towards the Ascari chicane as Ting Visual is already going through the Ascari chicane. Cup Mania still right behind the Crab as he's tucking into his slipstream. Flashing the headlights. He ducks off to the right hand side. And he's made it through. Simon's back up. Is past Stevie Lowe up into 5th. Let's see that battle as they're running side by side down towards the Ascari chicane. Very, very close as the two lean on each other through the corner. Simon's managing to get through up into 5th place. We're going to go on board now with Stevie as he's following Simons as they come down to the Parabolica. Hard on the power. He's going to have to try and stick in that slipstream as Cup Mania sets the fastest lap of the race, a 1 minute 49.6005. 140 mile an hour, maybe. Will we touch 150 mile an hour as he goes up into 5th gear? He will. Oh, look at the slipstream, but Simons goes and blocks him as they go through the Curva Grande. Stevie up the inside. Will he make it stick? Doesn't look like it. Looks like Simons has got a slightly better exit. Because I've just noticed that Gixer is in the pits. What's he having done? He's at least having tyres changed. Is he having tyres changed? No, just a quick repair to the car, and he's back out again. Didn't see what has caused him to have the pit stop. But anyway, back at the front, we've got Ting Visual, who's still in the lead. B1200 is catching him, although we are on the last lap of the race. And here's Cup Mania and the Crab. The Crab going through into 3rd place as they're running down to the Parabolica for the final time. Crab makes it through. Now can Cup Mania... Oh, and he's off. Crab's off. Ah! Oh. And that has just let Cup Mania through into 3rd place. He threw it off the track, and here's Stevie Lowe into 5th place down the Parabolica. Ting Visual taking the win. B1200 in 2nd place. Cup Mania in 3rd. The Crab comes along across the line in 5th, and here comes Stevie Lowe and Simons across the line Who's going to get there first? Is Simon's going to be able to tuck into the slipstream and get past him? I don't think he is. He hasn't got enough time. 5th place for Stevie. 6th place for Simons. And 7th place for Wild Shady. Gixxer coming home in 8th place. And there we are. There is your result. From race number 2 of 7 in the DSRL Thursday night Touring Car Series. So here we are. There is your podium. You have Ting Visual as the winner. Obviously, Ting Visual is now leading the points with 25 points. Crab 1200 Racing is leading the teams championship, and we're going to continue on. Oh, my apologies. No, they were the points that were scored for that round. So we have B1200 is leading with 43 points, 35 back to Ting Visual, and 33 for Cup Mania. So here we are, round number 3, 5 laps around Nurburgring Sprint Short, and the weather forecast is, I believe, that's fog going into rain. So got a little bit of inclement weather coming over the circuit for this time. Obviously, we're going to a bit more of a modern track now rather than the historic track of Monza. Still a very tricky track this is. Turn number 1, tricky, hard braking area into turn number 1. Really, the road drops away from you, and you've got to get on the brakes earlier than you think you need to make sure you get it slowed down for that turn 1 apex, and then it's very quick left into turn 3, and then you head down a little straight before you do a right-hand hairpin once you're into sector 2, and then you effectively cut past the Grand Prix circuit, and then you're back towards the a left and then a right and then down the back straight. So here we are. So all the drivers are sat on the line, ready to go. Ting Visual on pole, B1200 in 3rd, and Cup Mania in B1200 in 2nd, Cup Mania in 3rd. It's a good start. B1200 makes the best of it, and look at the weather. It's how on earth can these drivers see? The weather is just, and someone is off. Who is that way off on the track? I'm not too sure who that is. Is that Simons? Is that Simons? Oh, and there was someone right across the track then. Oh, there's more contact. Stevie's involved with it, because they haven't realised that it's the short track. So who's come out best out of that? Well, B1200 is still leading. Stevie Lowe 2nd, and Wild Shady in 3rd. And they've all got to remember they've got to do this hairpin now. Well, that was a very eventful start to the race. Stevie Lowe sat nose first into the barrier. So let's see. Cup Mania is in 5th. Lamundo is now 4th. Ting Visual, who started on pole, down to 3rd. After Wild Shady has gotten through into 2nd place, and B1200 is continuing to lead after making the best start on the front row. These cars do sound absolutely awesome. They do. Really high revving BMW engine. Oh, my apologies. So as they come across the line now, starting their 2nd lap, and is that rain? I see rain. It is definitely raining. Oh, this is going to make it incredibly tricky for the drivers. Really low grip now. They've got to be careful. And look how hard it's come down already. Look at the spray coming off the back of B1200. Oh, no grip whatsoever. No grip whatsoever. No, this is really going to test the driver's skill. Wild Shady's still holding it into second place, but Ting Visual is right behind him, lights ablaze. And look at the cars as they squirm all over the place, and Ting Visual's going right round the outside into second place. What an awesome move, although he gets very squirrely on the coming out of the corner. But he still keeps it in second place. Wild Shady now down to third. Mundo has got Cup Mania all over the back of him. Very sideways for Mundo as they come down the start-finish line. Down the back straight. Look at the spray coming off the cars. I'm surprised anyone can see where they're going. Stevie Lowe still having a torrid time back in 6th place. Cup Mania still pressuring Lamundo for 4th place, and Ting Visual still holding on to 2nd place. B1200 up in the lead. He's got a nice little cushion of 5.5 seconds now. You can hear him as he's coming down the slowly coming down the gears. He's going to be careful with that. He's cut across the he's cut across the track at turn 1, and I've just seen that Lamundo has taken 4th, but straight away Cup Mania has gotten back past. All those few moves there, Cup Mania was through into 4th, and then Lamundo got him back, and now Cup Mania is back ahead again. So Ting Visual is now starting to close on B1200. The gap is now down to 2 seconds. Obviously, Ting Visual is much preferring these conditions. He's getting the gap down to 1.8 seconds now, and it's coming down all the time. 1.7, 1.6. As they're coming towards the end of lap number 3. B1200 is going to be looking in his rearview mirror, probably more than he's looking at where he's going. And we've got a car off. Wild Shady has gone off, and it means that Cup Mania has gotten through into 3rd place. Well, obviously, Wild Shady's gone off through the kink. Shows how wet it is, and he's really struggling to slow down for the chicane. Mundo is now less than 1 second behind. And I think maybe the rain is starting to ease a little bit now. Ting Visual is now just 9/10 behind B1200 as they're now into lap 4. Big sideways moment from Ting Visual there. B1200, I think, going slightly defensive. And look at how sideways Ting Visual has got his car through there. Oh, and B1200 really gets the car sideways, probably a bit more than he really wants. And Ting Visual is now just 4/10 behind. Ting Visual setting the fastest lap of the race on that last lap. Well, everyone else is a bit spread apart towards the rear of the field. Cup Mania is a good few seconds ahead of Wild Shady. Oh, and Ting Visual's got it all sideways. Oh, and was that B1200? B1200 has dropped it through the kink. Oh, and he's in the barriers. Ah. Oh. Can he get it going? Yes, he has been able to get it back on the track, but how much damage has he got? Is Cup Mania going to be able to get past? Here he comes. Cup Mania is coming up behind him, and he's making a move up the inside of the chicane. And he is through. He is through. So that one mistake from B1200 has cost him not only the race lead, but has cost him 2nd place as well. So here's Ting Visual. Down to turn 1, start of the final lap. Oh, really struggling to slow the car down in these wet conditions. But now all he needs to do is just drive it carefully until he gets to the end of the race. Here's Cup Mania in second place. Back end wanting to try and come round on him as he goes into turn number 1. B1200 back into third, having led for almost 4 laps, 4 of the 5 laps. Wild Shady in 4th, Lamundo in 5th, and Stevie Lowe back in 6th. But here comes Ting Visual down the back straight. Clear road in front of him. He's going to be loving how it was just sort of handed to him. Throughout this race. Well, he still had to work for it. He had to get past B1200, but B was made a mistake. And here he is, coming across the line. Ting Visual takes the win, round number 3. And here's Cup Mania, who's still got B1200 right behind him for 2nd and 3rd. Who's going to be able to get the better X's? B1200 is all over. Tries hard, but he's not going to be able to make it. Cup Mania in 2nd, B1200 in 3rd. Wild Shady coming round the final corner in 4th place. Oh, and Stevie Lowe has gone across the track at the final chicane. He's only about a second behind Lamundo. But I think Lamundo will be able to hold him off. Yes, Lamundo comes across 5th. And Stevie Lowe in 6th place. Unfortunately, Simons, we lost Simons through that race. So there is your result. Ting Visual ahead of Cup Mania, B1200, Wild Shady in 4th, Lamundo 5th, and Stevie Lowe in 6th. And Ting Visual did the fastest lap of the race of 1 minute 36.614. And once again, there you are. There is your podium. And let's see how the teams did. We'll go forward, look at the standings. So Ting Visual now in the lead, 60 points ahead of 58 for B1200. Cup Mania in 3rd on 51 points. And then we go back to 4th place. Stevie Lowe with 33 points, Wild Shady with 24, Lamundo with 22, Simons with 16, and the Crab with 16, tied as well. And in the teams championship, it's Crab 1200 Racing ahead of Del Lowe Racing, Miko Munn Racing, and Lag Bubble Racing. Unfortunately, has yet to score any points. So this is the dedicated Sim Racing League Touring Car Night, the Thursday night Touring Car Night. And it's been a bit tricky tonight. The lobby hasn't worked particularly well, unfortunately. We're just waiting for the game to load in. Oh, we are at rolling start, and unfortunately we've only got 4 drivers left in the race. But it's Ting Visual who's going to be taking the start, taking the lead, ahead of Cup Mania, B1200, and Stevie Lowe back in 4th as they come round turn 4, ready for the start of the race. And look at this weather that we've got. It is unbelievable seeing weather like this. And here they come across the line to start 10 furious laps around the Texas Motor Speedway. Have you ever seen a scene like this? Through turn 1. Cup Mania looking towards the inside. B1200 in 3rd. Stevie Lowe still back in 4th. As they come flying down the back straight, down towards turn 3. Cup Mania still looking to the inside. And Ting Visual having to... Oh, Team Vigil has got a big slide, and there's contact between him and B1200. Oh, no. Oh, a massive crash between Team Visual and Stevie Lowe. Team Visual right up in the air. How on earth the car will still be all right after contact like that, I don't know. But what that means is we are left with Cup Mania in the lead and B1200 in second place. As they come down the back straight for the second time. And if anything, I think the weather is actually getting slightly worse. As Cup Mania sets the fastest lap of the race of 41.283. But these two drivers are pegging each other now, and B1200 is slightly pulling in a gap, although he was certainly faster through Sector 1. Cup Mania has now pulled it back out again, as Cup Mania does the fastest Sector 2 time. It's down to 1.3 seconds, and oh my goodness, look at the weather. How on earth can these drivers see where they are going? Because I certainly couldn't see them then. But they are still going for it. Cup Mania down to a 40.9. B1200 down to a 40.7, so it's down to 1.2 seconds. Stevie Lowe still running in third place, and Ting Visual still in fourth place after their big accident that they had at turn number 4 at the end of lap 1. But we're going to still keep watching the action between Cup Mania and B1200. B1200 once again setting the fastest lap of the race. As they come down to turn number 3 on lap 5, we'll be halfway through the race at the end of this lap. And the weather really is just absolutely atrocious for these drivers. But they are still keeping the pace up. 1.4 seconds is your gap. 1.2 seconds. Oh, B1200. Oh, what's going on there with the timings? I'm not really too sure. But it's now showing the B1200 is only 0.6 of a second behind Cup Mania. Half a second, 0.4 of a second. The gap is really going down. B1200 is going to be in the slipstream of Cup Mania. Cup Mania really sideways, and this is going to allow the open up an opportunity for B1200 to get past as they come down across the start-finish line at the end of lap number 6 with just 4 laps to go. Trying to go around the outside, the longer way round the corner. Is he going to be able to keep up enough enough momentum? Not through there. B1200 still behind, as it looks like the weather is starting to brighten up a little bit. Looks like a lot of the snow has stopped falling as they come across the line with 3 laps to go. And I think that's Wild Shady in front of them, who they're coming up to lap. He's going to have to watch the 2 leaders as they come through. And I think, yep, he has let them pass. He's let them pass, so these two can continue battling it out. Cup Mania is now opened up a 0.6 of a second lead as they come towards the end of lap number 8, going through turn 3 and turn number 4. the scream of these engines as they fly past our camera. It is a fantastic noise. Fantastic, and great to hear these cars thundering around the Texas Motor Speedway, albeit in a bit inclement weather. Well, we now have a little over 1 lap to go. They're coming up to the white flag, as they say in the USA. Coming across the start-finish line to start the final lap. B1200 still half a second behind, 0.6 behind. Fastest lap is now down to a 40.4, so they're definitely picking up pace as the track is drying out. And I don't think there's going to be any more than B1200 can do. I think Cup Mania just has to keep it smooth through turn number 4. And he is going to come across the line as the winner at Texas Motor Speedway. That was a bizarrely enthralling race, that was. Big accident at the beginning as Stevie Lowe had an incident with Wild Shady, and here comes Stevie as they're coming across, as he's coming round turn number 4 to cross the line. I think Wild Shady has already finished the race, so here we are across the line, and that is your race. So Cup Mania in first, B1200 in second, Stevie Lowe third, and Ting Visual in 4th place. So there we are, a winner for Cup Mania. Now takes him to tie with B1200 at the head of the drivers' standings. And unfortunately, we're going to have to cut the stream short at that, as unfortunately I need to head off. So thank you very much for tuning in. We'll speak to you again soon.